that was used during French Revolution. Then there is another word, bouquet. Bouquet, that a bunch of flowers that we call. That bouquet is also a French word. Then cafe, roll. French people brought so many words regarding judiciary. So words regarding law, words regarding politics, words regarding parliament. Parliament itself is a French word, French origin word. So these were the words that were added into English language by French people, because we usually say that Britain colonized 25% of the world. However, Britain was once colonized. In the beginning, it was colonized by Roman people. Then it was colonized by Germanic people from North Germany. And later on, it was colonized by French people. And when these people were invading in today, what we call England, there were some Celtic people who were dragged towards the northern part of England, that is Welsh and Scotland, and the northern part of Ireland. So, so today, what we call as England, it has had a long history, and the language of history goes parallel with the language of that nation. So as you come to 1066, there was a Norman invasion. As you come to the age of Shakespeare, Shakespeare added 1700 words, 1700 new words into English language. So words like alligator, eyeball, assassination, these were the words added by Shakespeare. And it is said that he used almost 20,000 words in his entire writings. So he enriched English language. As you come to the, 15th century, 16th century. In 16th century, there was in 15th century, there was invention of press. So English started being standardized. There is a process called standardization of any language. So the English language started being standardized. English grammar books started being written. English dictionaries were started being written, and the dialect that was accepted as the standard dialect of English was based in London. That is called RP, received pronunciation. You might know. So language started getting standardized. Even some medical inventions during 17th century, they also added so many words into English language. We didn't know the word heart, liver, lungs, abdomen, stomach. Even feed into English language. Even we did not know words such as gravity. These are the words that were given by astrophysicists. There were so many British astrophysicists, scientists, who gifted so many words to English. Then you have so many words, scientific words particularly, because it is after 18th century, industrialization, technological advancement, and scientific advancement took place, and so many words were added into English language. Even Dr. Johnson, who belonged to 18th century, he also created English dictionary. So these were the people who were trying to enrich English as a language. But as you come to the 18th, 19th century, English reached, and it received its global status because of colonization. As I mentioned earlier, Britain had colonized 25% of the globe. And it was said that English empire never had sunset. So it was a huge empire, and as empire was spread across the globe, they brought English with them to that particular country. So English reached Indian subcontinent. It went to Africa, it went to Australia, it went to New Zealand, it went to almost 60 to 70% of the globe. And English had to be accepted because there is no official lingua franca of the world. It is not official, but unofficially, English has been accepted as a lingua franca because whenever you want to have communication between two countries, you have to use English language. Another important thing that has made English gain importance is the invention of internet. The invention of internet did not take place in Arab world or Indian subcontinent or in China or in Japan. It was invented in America, and America is English-speaking country. Then computers, it was also invented in America. So in America, as these technological advancements took place, English had to be accepted by the world because language of internet, language of computers, language of mobile, different apps, that is again English. So English was forced upon us, and willingly or unwillingly, we had to accept it. And see, in India, we were colonized by British people, and we were ruled for so many years by British people. So they introduced English to us in our education. They started teaching us literature. They started teaching us language. And it was a great phenomenon that even now I'm speaking in English. You know Marathi, I know Marathi. But even then we are speaking in English. So that is a magic that has taken place. So due to colonialism, what the British people the British people wanted to rule on India for so many years. So they wanted to create a pool of people. They wanted to create a group of people who could ape British people. So they introduced English literature, and people started learning English. They started using English. And when they wanted to create that group of people, they wanted to create. They introduced education system that would create clerks. They did not want the great administrators from this education to come out. They wanted just clerks. So their education system, we are still following their education system. So we could not do away with English. There were so many neutral countries in the world. For example, China, Japanese people, even these, they English. So you cannot remain neutral. You cannot stay away from English. You have to accept it. You have to adore English. You have to know how to speak English. See, even in 21st century, in China, there are instances that there is one teacher teaching thousands of students. So China has taken it very seriously because they have understood that English is going to get so much of significance in the coming years. And because we are Indian people and we have very good human resource who is able to speak good English. Chinese English is difficult to understand because they have their Chinese influence on their language. But in case of Indian English is very clear because our own languages are very clear. Because be it Sanskrit, be it Marathi or Hindi, they are very clear-cut languages, and they have Devanagari scripts, and our pronunciations are very easy to understand. So therefore, we have got BPOs and call centers in Mumbai, Pune. There are companies like Infosys, Wipro, then Emphasis. These are the IT TCS. These are the IT companies that provide the outsourcing services, BPOs and call centers. So they require a lot of human resource that is very skilled in speaking English. So some of you, maybe they are in BA first year, BA second year, BCom first year, BCom second year, third year. So you have got 3 good years, and within these 3 good years, you have to improve your English. It is very, very important that you should have command over English language. If you have command over English language, you will definitely get selected. And for that purpose, let me elaborate one example. I had a friend whose English was very bad, and he did his BE, the Bachelor of Engineering. And there was one more friend who did his BCS. Now BE and BCS both are different degrees. But the friend who had done his BE mechanical, he got less salary than the one who did BCS, because my friend who did BCS had very good communication skills. So he got around, in 2007, he got around 35,000 rupees per month salary. And the other one, he got 10,000 rupees, very meager salary, though his degree was higher than the BCS. So it is very, very essential what knowledge, it is essential that you should have knowledge, but it is more essential how you express your knowledge, how you word it, how you convey your message. And what is communication skills? It is nothing but clearly and precisely conveying what you want to speak. So it is very, very important that you should be very, very conscious about the use of language, use of words, and that reflects your communication skills. So what are those things that you have to do to improve your communication skills? That is what I'm going to tell you in this particular lecture. Now there are 4 skills. You might know there are 4 skills of language. That is LSRW. L, that is listening, S, that is speaking, R is reading, and W is writing. So listening is very, very important. If you want to be a good speaker, you have to be a good listener. Even now, you people are good listeners. You are listening to me properly. You are trying to get every word that I'm saying. You are trying to decode it, trying to understand it, and then you are responding it. So it is very, very important that you should have ears for English. Have ears for English. That is the mantra. Because English is scattered everywhere. Because you go to market, you go to malls, you go to banks, everywhere there is English. Even on the street, there are some advertising boards. There are some new words that come to you. But many a times it happens that we do not pay, we do not heed towards those new words. And we simply neglect the part of that meaning. We take meaning on our own. We do not properly go to the dictionary. We do not properly understand the meaning of that word. So I feel that whenever you get a new word, you have to go to the dictionary and you have to understand the meaning of that particular word. After that, you have to share the meaning of that word with your friends. Listening English is very, very important. Have ears for English, because English is phonic language. What is the meaning of phonic language? Because see, there is very much less coordination between the spelling of English language and the pronunciation, and there is a lot of confusion. Because in English, for k you have ch, you have k, you have ck, you have c. So for only k you have ch, ck, c, and k. So there is a lot of confusion. So you cannot understand English by only writing and reading. You have to listen to English, have ears for English, how people speak. Get the chunks from the people. Chunks, छोटे छोटे टुकड़े गोळा करायचे इंग्लिशचे. That is what you have to do. Chunks of English. If there is someone who is a good speaker of English, copy him. Go on YouTube. Watch those people who speak good English. So listening is very, very important. Have ears for English. So another important thing is buy a grammar book. So many of you may know this. I'm not telling you something new. If you want to know grammar of language, because grammar is the skeleton of language. It is the backbone of language. If you cannot know grammar of any language, you may not be able to speak. So you should know English. I mean, you should know grammar of English first. And for that, you have to buy a grammar book. Buy any grammar book for that matter. But buy one. Start reading it. There is also one misconception in science students. They feel that our English is different from the kind of English that you teach, the kind of English that is used. Yes, it is right. English is different. Maybe the is English in science is a scientific language. I mean, scientific English. But it does not mean that it doesn't have grammar. Every student, be it BCom student, be it BA student, be it BSc student, every student should know English grammar, because without grammar you cannot explain anything. So buying grammar book is very, very important, and there are so many books available in the market. You go to you go to the nearest place, city place, where there are so, even on Amazon you can place order and you can buy any book, any grammar book. So having grammar book is very, very important. Second, buy a good dictionary. You all got smartphones now, and in smartphones, there are so many apps that you can download. Merriam-Webster dictionary, Cambridge dictionary, Oxford dictionary. So you can have soft copies of dictionaries. It is very, very important. Online and offline, both dictionaries. Dictionaries are very, very important. So if you have a hard copy at your hand, whenever you get a new word, you can go through that and you can get the meaning. And as I mentioned earlier, you have to normalize that word. That process of normalization is very, very important. You don't have to memorize all the words from dictionary. Whenever you read something, you go through the dictionary, understand the meaning, and you try to simply remember it. Don't memorize, because it is impossible. There are lakhs of words in English. It is not possible to memorize each and every word, but at least we should have small amount, I mean, enough amount of words that will suffice to speak and get you into the position to speak fluently. You should not lack the words. Most of the times it happens that we try to search words, but we don't get them. Why does it happen? It happens because we haven't generalized that word. And so start right from your body. Now there are so many parts that we do not know the words for that particular part. So start from your body, your surrounding, everything that you find around you, you should know the word for that. So that will definitely speed up the process, that linguistic process that our brain has. That will speed up. And say, in case of vocabulary, one more thing you can do is you can keep a diary to jot down new words, write them down, because it is very good habit. Whenever you buy a newspaper, you get a new word, try to jot it down and go through the dictionary, get the meaning. So once you have written that, it will be in your memory. So it will remain there. So keep a diary to jot down the words. And there are two types of vocabulary. First one is passive vocabulary and second one is active vocabulary. Now I'm using so many new words. You understand them, but when it comes to speak, you cannot use them. So those words that you understand, but you cannot use them in your speaking, have remained in your passive memory. And there are so many words that you are familiar with, even when you are speaking, you use them. So that is your active vocabulary. When a person is not able to speak English properly, that means he has so much of passive vocabulary. You should bring that passive vocabulary into your active vocabulary. And for that, you have to normalize the words. That is very, very essential. Then start reading newspapers. You have so many English newspapers. You have Hindu, you have Times of India, you have Indian Express. Read Pudari, read Lok Satta. These are also good Marathi newspapers. But when it comes to English, go for Hindu. And don't buy Hindu every day. Don't buy Times of India every day. Buy it on Sundays. On Sundays, buy Times of India and read it throughout the week. Every day, one page. New word, dictionary. Jot down the word, get the meaning, normalize it. This is how you can definitely make improvement. It can definitely increase your vocabulary. So Sunday Times, I think price of Sunday Times is 10 rupees, maybe 5 to 10 rupees. It's not a big deal, but it will give you more knowledge. It will definitely increase your vocabulary, and you will also be socially and politically more aware what is happening around you. Then start reading magazines. There are so many magazines which are available at railway station or ST stands. So there is Outlook, India Today, and the kind of language that the writers employ in those magazines is wonderful, beautiful language that they employ in their articles. Very nice. So magazines like, even there are online magazines like Vocable, I Love English, World, Go English. These are different magazines that you can go to. You have got smartphones, and you can go to the online websites and you can read them. So that will also help you improve your English. Then watch news. Watch news. I would recommend you to go to BBC News, British Broadcasting, BBC News. And you would get to know RP, that is received pronunciation, the British accent. I think in India, BBC is broadcast. Even BBC India is there, BBC Hindi is there, BBC Urdu, BBC Marathi. But you go for BBC English, BBC India. Even BBC Africa is there. So you go for BBC India, where the news broadcasters use British accent. So you would understand how they speak. In the beginning, you would get difficulty in understanding them because their British accent you would not be able to follow. But once you get habituated with the words that they are uttering, that will also improve your English communication skill. So for any language for that matter, if you want to improve any language, you have to listen to the news of that language. In case of English, I have told you, there is Times Now, there is BBC, there is Al Jazeera, which is an international news channel, Al Jazeera. Then RTI, which is a Russian TV channel, news channel. So RTI, Al Jazeera, Times Now, NDTV English, right? These are the different news channels that you have to watch. Then read interviews. Reading interviews is very important to improve your communication skills, because while interviewer asks questions, the person who is interviewee, the person who is giving interview, he uses spoken English. So in newspapers, in magazines, even on TV, there are some interviews that go on. So when you listen to their talk, you understand spoken English. So there are some actors and actresses, politicians, social activists. They use language. They use spoken English. So when you listen to these interviews, you actually get that sense of spoken English because they use so many catchy phrases. Um, other day, I was listening to interview um, uh, by Zoya Akhtar. You might know she is a director, Zoya Akhtar, who is a daughter of Javed Akhtar, who is a lyricist, famous Bollywood lyricist. So she was using some slangs, the kind of bad language. So she used a phrase called "Pardon my French." So I got to know that phrase, "Pardon my French." Usually we say "Pardon my language," but she used that phrase, "Pardon my French." Whenever you use any bad language, you have to use this word, "Pardon my French." So these are the chunks that you can get from. I still remember in the when I was in my MA, I had a friend who used the term "time being." So I took that chunk from him and I adopted it and I started using it. So there is no issue where you get that phrase from, where you get that knowledge from. You have to be receptive. You know, you are students now, so you have a lot of receptivity. So you have to be very receptive about English language. Then watch English channels. That is also important. Watching English channels. There are so many English channels. For example, Discovery, which is a kind of edutainment. Then you have BBC, as I mentioned earlier. Then you have National Geographic channel, which is in English. Now they are in Tamil, Kannada, Hindi, but don't go for that. Go for English. Then there is Star World. It's not Star Gold. Star Gold is in Hindi. I'm saying Star World, Star Movies, Colors Infinity. These are the different channels. And there are so many daily soaps, American soaps. So these American soaps are broadcast. You can go there and you can enjoy, you can get to know about American life, how American life is. And you would also understand how American people speak. You would be able to understand American accent, American way of life, American culture, okay, American practices. So you have that opportunity because you don't have see in India English is not spoken informally. It is used for formal purposes. Informally we speak in Marathi. So English is not live here. English is dead. English becomes live in classrooms, English classrooms particularly, and in corporate world. But even in corporate world, they sometimes they code switch. Sometimes they use Hindi, sometimes they use English. So English is not informally used in India. It is used formally. In formal situations, we use English. Even now, I am Marathi, you are Marathi, and we have a formal situation. I am a resource person of this workshop, and I am using English. Why? Because English in India, English is used or English is not used informally. So you would get to know that informal kind of English if you do all these things. And English is not live here. So you have to make it live. You have to get into that world through these resources. You know, through TV, through news channels, through YouTube channels. There are so many good YouTube channels. So on YouTube, there are so many daily sitcoms that I would recommend you to do. You go on YouTube and you can watch Friends, How I Met Your Mother, How I Met Your Mother, Friends. There is one more sitcom that is Young Sheldon. Young Sheldon. So if you go on YouTube, type Young Sheldon. It is a sitcom, a serial, you can say. In Indian English, it is called serial. And he is a young boy who has a lot of scientific attitude and he wants to become astrophysicist. He has a lot of interest and curiosity about the universe. So he's a thinking person and he's coming of age. So his story is revealed uh, in that young Sheldon. So you would definitely enjoy, and the time context is 1970s and 80s. So you would definitely enjoy it, and at the same time you would get to know about American English, American accent, how American families were there during 1970s, what was their family structure. So these are the daily soaps or sitcoms or serials you can go for. You can also go for Mind Your Language. I would recommend you to watch Mind Your Language. Mind Your Language was also a sitcom that was broadcast during 1970s and 80s. And it is very enjoyable. It is a funny sitcom. It is in English. And there is an English teacher who teaches English to foreign students. So students belong to Pakistan, India, Bangladesh. Japanese students are there, Russian students are there, then Italian students are there, Spanish students are there. So all these students are in one class in London, and he is teaching English to all these foreign students. And in this situation, how humor takes place. So you would definitely enjoy Mind Your Language. If you have pen and paper, you can jot it down. Another important website that I would like to mention here is TED Talks. TED Talks, TED, TED Talks. Some of you might know TED Talks. Some of you might have heard about TED Talks, might have seen TED Talks on that TED. But TED Talks is a very nice platform on website to improve your English. On TED Talk, it's a platform on which TED, which is a non-profit organization, it invites people across the globe who have done fantastic things in their own fields, be it be it politics, be it literature, be it science, technology, social activism, language. So in all these fields, there are some people who have done fantastic jobs. So they are invited there and they are asked to share their views. Maybe in India, they had done the experiment in that way. This sort of experiment was made. Josh Talks. It is inspired by TED Talks. Josh Talks is in Hindi, TED Talks is in English because it's a global platform. So people come, they share their expertise, they share their their innovations in their field, and they are given only 17 minutes. 17 minutes. Now I have spoken more than half an hour now, but they are given only 18 minutes, 17 to 18 minutes at most. And within 17 to 18 minutes, in a very clear, precise manner, they deliver their talk. And you would definitely enjoy their talk. That would definitely improve your English communication skills. So I would recommend you to go to TED Talks and listen to them. Then there are some apps that you have to go, dictionary apps I mentioned earlier. Then there is Fluent U, which is an app, Fluent U, Fluent, and capital U. Then there is one more, Ummo app. Then there is Hello Talk. Hello Talk, free language partners. If you want to speak with someone who is native of that language, suppose you want to learn French, suppose you want to learn Spanish. So this app Hello Talk will get you the native speakers of that language. So this is also a good app, Hello Talk. Then Duolingo. Then italki. Italki also allows you to have communication with native speakers of that language. So these are the apps which are free of cost, which are very safe, and which are going to help you improve your communication skills. Then another important aspect that I want to tell you about communication skills is many a times we are shy to speak English. People do not dare to speak English. When you are in groups, there are so many other people who criticize you. They will discourage you. They will say that in Marathi, गमतीनं असं म्हटलं जातं बघा की तुझ्या घरावरून काही इंग्रजांचं विमान गेले का. If you start speaking in English, people try to degrade you, discourage you. They do not encourage you. You never discourage from this sort of talk. Let them think that you are a mad person. But you start speaking in English. I had a teacher, Dr. Zadav. She had given me one mantra. I mean, not only me, but the entire class. She had given the mantra. Dr. Zadav from Shivaji University, Kolhapur. He once said that why don't we speak English? Why don't we speak English? It is simply because we don't speak English. We don't speak English because we don't speak English. If we speak English, we speak English. It is a simple mantra. Do we speak German? We do not speak German because we are not from Germany. We are from Maharashtra. We speak Marathi because we speak Marathi. In the same way, if we speak English, we speak English. So you have to speak English. No matter how broken, how ungrammatical, how bad it is. In the beginning, it would be ungrammatical and broken English, rotten English. But in the course of time, after practicing, you would gain confidence. After reading, after doing all these things that I have told you, slowly you will start using your grammar. You will start constructing the sentences properly. You will have that subject verb agreement. Okay. And slowly all the gaps that you have will be filled and you would be able to speak very fluently. When we were in MA, we used to practice. We used to come together at one room and we had created a club. What was the purpose of that club? We who are like-minded people who want to improve their English came together and we named it as Shakespeare's Club. And every day by 6:30 we used to come together, and previously and prior to that we used to determine the topic of that discussion and we used to speak. Sometimes we used to write topics on different sheets, and those sheets used to be kept in a bowl and one has to pick that sheet and he has to prepare. He has to deliver his talk impromptu without any preparation. He has to speak whatever comes to his mind, impromptu. So in that way, you gain confidence, and the people who are sitting in front of you, who are listening to you, they will identify your mistakes. They will definitely tell you that these are the grammatical mistakes that you have committed. These are the things that you do not pay heed to. So they will jot down the grammatical errors that you commit, and they will tell you, they will give their feedback, and you will improve. Because you have to speak in front of someone. If you don't want to speak in front of someone, stand in front of the mirror, take a topic and start speaking for 1 or 2 minutes. That will also boost your confidence. In America, there is a club that is called Toastmasters Club. Now, this is a not non-profit organization, and it has its branches across the globe. Now, this organization has three purposes. First one is communication, second one is public speaking, and third one is leadership. These are the three purposes that they have. So they want to create leaders. They want to boost the confidence of the people for public speaking, because people do not dare to go ahead on the stage. They are shy. They lack confidence. So for those people who want to remove all these negatives from their personality, they join these kind of clubs. Now these clubs exist only in metropolitan cities or cities. But in our case, we belong to rural area and we do not have connections with metropolitan cities. So how can we improve? So what I would recommend here is you should form a club, name it, and come together to speak English. You must have like-minded people around you, your classmates. So you form that club. That will definitely help you improve your English communication skills. Then the last thing that I want to tell you, that is read literature. Reading literature is very, very important, because it is through literature you get to know the best use of language. Nowhere else you can find the best use of language. Therefore, read literature. That will improve your English language. I would recommend you, if you want to improve your spoken English, I would recommend you Chetan Bhagat's novels. Maybe some of you might have read those novels. Chetan Bhagat's 5.1 states, and there are so many other novels that he wrote. In his novels, you find very simple language. He does not use very unfamiliar, Latinate, and very complicated words. He creates very small sentences, short sentences. He does not create very long sentences that will tire the reader. So when you speak, when you write, you have to be very, very brief. Brevity, economy is very, very important while you speak. You should be able to convey your meaning within very low use of language. कमीत कमी भाषेचा वापर. So that wording is very, very important. So Chetan Bhagat has that knack to use language in that way. And then R.K. Narayan is another novelist who used very simple Indian English. Very simple Indian English. So you go for that. You read his Swami and Friends, The Guide, The Financial Expert, Malgudi Days, and you would wonder how simply he uses language and how these people are creating the Indian English idiom. And Indian English is very well respected. Indian English is very well accepted, very well received idiom of the world English. It has its respect. It has gained its respect. There was a linguist who came to India some years back, and after that he came here. He visited different places, and as he was linguist, he was very much curious about Indian English and the way Indian people use English. So we have created our own English. For example, we draw rangolis. आपण रांगोळ्या काढतो बघा. In Marathi it is Suswagatam, Su-Swagatam. Literally we have taken this to English. So when we draw a rangoli, we we use that dash, that hyphen between well and come. So that is the Indian English, because nowhere in England or America you find well dash come or well hyphen come. That is our creation. That is Indian English. Um, Secondly, two-wheeler, two hyphen wheeler, three hyphen wheeler, four hyphen wheeler. These are Indian creations. These are the literal translations. In Marathi, we have du chaki, teen chaki, char chaki. We have literally translated them into English, and we have, when British people, that British linguist came to India, when he heard this sort of English, he got wondered. Indian people have molded English. They have molded and they have Indianized English. They have Indianized it. The instructions such as overspeeding, tire busting. Nowhere in Europe, nowhere in America, you would find such English. So this is Indian English. And it has gained its importance, it has gained in its significance in India. Almost 20% of the people, I mean, I would not say 20%, it's a very low number, but majority of the people understand English. Majority of the people speak fluent English. Majority of the people can understand but cannot speak. But majority of the people understand English, know English at least something. So therefore, English, India has its global importance, and Indian English has also its global importance. And we are very much fortunate that we are born in India, and India has very nice international position in terms of English. And therefore, see, we have so many BPOs and call centers. You might wonder, go to Mumbai, go to Pune, students who have completed their HSC, they are earning 30,000 rupees, 40,000 rupees on the basis of their English. After HSC, they go to graduation, and during their graduation, they join BPOs and call centers, and BPOs and call centers are paying them 30,000 rupees at least. 25,000, 30,000. If you join TCS, in TCS, they pay you 25,000 rupees per month. If you have good English, if you become customer care executive who directly deal with the customers. So that's why our economy is booming. India's economy is also booming, and English is also one of the reasons for the booming economy, because we are getting businesses from America, from Europe, from Australia. We are getting businesses because of our English, and we have young people, young generation, which is full of energy, and we have trained them properly. And therefore, can you imagine a student who has just finished his HSC 12th, he is getting 25,000 rupees, and he is doing his graduation at the same time. And after being graduate and postgraduate, he goes for some professional courses, and he does his career. So there are so many opportunities in the market today if you have good English. So therefore, I would sum up my lecture with these three things. Those students who are in BA first year, BCom first year, and BSc first year. I mean, all students of BA, BCom, BSc. You think of the years that are to come, and within these 1 year, if you have 1 year, 2 year, or 3 years, within these 3 years, improve your English communication skills. When you go to Mumbai, Pune, the first thing that they ask you is your communication skills. Second thing, the computer. Do you know Excel, Word, and PPT and all? Because you have to make or PowerPoint presentations. And the third thing, internet. And the third thing, typing. These are the three things. First one, so communication skills, your English, soft skills. Second thing, the computer, internet. You should know internet browsing. You should know MS Word. You should know Excel sheets. And the third thing, you should have good typing, Marathi, Hindi, and English. You work on these three things and you will never be unemployed. With this, I conclude my lecture. I hope that whatever tips, whatever remedies that I have given to improve your English, you will employ them, you will apply them, you will work on them, and you will find yourself a good person having good communication skills. Once again, I thank Principal Dr. More and his team, Department of English, Dr. Sandhi sir, Mullani sir, Poddar madam, and other English fraternity, and you all for listening to me patiently and giving me this opportunity, considering me to be a deserving person as a resource person for this workshop. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. The session is open for discussion now. If the students, if they want to ask any question to our resource person today, the session is open to discussion. If any one of the students want to ask sir anything, they can ask now. Okay, if not, let me extend my heartfelt sense of gratitude towards Dr. Somnath Pandey sir. Sir has illustrated in a very lucid yet simple manner various phases of development of English language and the changes taken place throughout these years. He has elaborated on importance of English and our ability to express our knowledge in this particular language. He has given us various advices to improve and enhance our English language, enrich vocabulary. He has provided with very simple yet very effective ways to speed up the students' process of acquiring competence of English language. He had also provided them with the knowledge of various apps, sitcoms, talk shows, and the ways in which through very interesting manner they can enrich their language. We are very thankful to him for this. The thing most appealing was the advice that he has given to make English alive in our life. We are very much thankful, sir, for having you for this such a wonderful session. I once again thank you. I also extend my heartfelt thanks towards the president of this program and principal of our college, Dr. R.S. More sir. Due to some inconvenience, he could not express himself in this session, but we are very much thankful for him for giving us the support required to organize this particular function. Thank you, sir. I also thank all the colleagues of my department, without whose support these kind of activities are impossible even to think. Thank you. And of course, the students of the Department of English, because of whom this particular session has been a success. Thank you once, and thank you all. And with the permission of the chair, I declare the program to be concluded. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.